You're never gonna do it. Now let me explain to you guys. If you run something for $1, okay, just $1, and it sells for just $1, after the 30-cent transaction fee, Whatnot's commission, and your credit card processing fee, you're left with about 30 cents. 30 cents you're left with. But if you use a thermal label, have to use a strip of tape, or maybe a poly mailer, you literally just paid somebody 30 cents to take your item. Well, that was dumb. I'd rather give it away at the Goodwill down the street. The people selling their stuff for $1, guys, are big sellers that know that their stuff is going to get bid up. Now, if I ran something for $2, just $1 more, after the transaction fee, the 30 cents, Whatnot's commission, and your credit card processing fee, you're left with about $1.40. At least you have $1 in your pocket, right? At least it's $1 in your pocket. Now, again, if you paid more than that for it, run it for what you need to make, guys. Don't feel that pressure. It's not high school. Don't feel the peer pressure to run stuff at $1. Okay, so if you need $5 for that item, you run it for $5. It might take you a little longer to sell, but it will sell. Okay, there is a buyer out there for everything. It couldn't have been any better said. Run your items for what you need to make for them. Is that what you're talking about? But you need to hurry up and get to your 1K sales. Is that what you're referring to? So if that's what you're referring to, yes, you want to get to your 1K sales, but you don't want to give away your inventory to get you there, right? You don't want to get rid of the inventory. Okay? You will find your supporters. Okay? Put some stickers in your chat. Run them for 50 cents and ask people to buy them. They could do pickup. If they don't want the sticker, you'll find that people will come in and spend 50 cents on, they'll give you $10 worth of sticker packs, right? A couple warnings. One is there's been a lot of things circulating in Whatnot messages, guys, that says, hey, congratulations, you made a sale. And it looks like you made that sale for 10 times more than what you were even asking for. Beware, guys, those are all scams. You will go to your shipment hub. If there is not a sale in your shipment hub, there is not a sale. Those are scams. And a friend messaged me recently, and she was very new. That would have been her first sell in her marketplace, and she did not know. She clicked the link and gave them the bank information of hers so that they could pay, which is not ever going to happen. Whatnot's not going to message you for that. Okay? And what happened is she wound up giving them all her bank account information, and her bank account was wiped clean. So be super careful with that, guys. Don't get caught into any of those scams. And then also another one is, guys, with sourcing. Make sure if you guys are looking for, people so often are looking for pallets and trying to get all this great inventory. And someone will say, yeah, my warehouse is being remodeled right now. I'll have it shipped to you Friday. It'll be $350, blah, 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 blah. They'll send you pictures. They'll even send you a creditable company's name and a copy of an invoice, and it will be fraud, guys. Okay, so if you cannot physically go see your inventory, if you cannot physically put your hands on your inventory and look to see what's under, especially in a pallet, don't buy it. If they're selling you Lululemon, if they're selling you pallets of Lululemon and Stanley, it's not authentic. You cannot buy those by the pallet. Those are pallets that have come from China. Okay, so be careful. Don't get caught in those scams. Some people, the money that you guys have to get started with is all you have to get started, and you don't want to lose it. Okay, so yes, if you can't go in person, even if it takes you a little bit of extra money to fly there, right, or take a bus there, maybe you rent a U-Haul and bring your pallet back with you, but go physically see it. Okay, you can get great deals that will make all of that worth it, even if you spend that money in traveling. Okay, when you guys don't have money to spend, doesn't mean that you're not supporting somebody. Just by being in their chat and hanging out and conversating with them is building them up on the algorithm, is giving them someone to talk to so they don't feel like they're alone. All of that, guys, truly is support, even if there's not $1 behind it. Okay, even Kitten Lady Rescue, absolutely. Double tapping the screen, guys, that's how you get the hearts, right? All of those are ways to support for free. You don't have to pay dollars. Okay, there's tons of ways we can support each other. Share their shows to another friend that you think might benefit from it. All of those things. Okay, free. free support. I do the same thing, guys. When I go in people's show, one of the first things I'll do is share. I'll throw some hearts in their chat. I'll start tapping the screen so they get hearts. All the things. If I can think of somebody off the top of my head that can really benefit from the inventory they're selling, I'm going to share it out to them in a message. Hey, come check them out. They have something super cool today, right? All of those things, guys. All of it. So it's all super supportive, guys. But really quick, and I forgot, and our friend that wasn't feeling well, and I'll message her actually. But I do have a cheat sheet for the new sellers if you guys need, and I'll pin it really quick and run it on a flash sale if anybody's interested. It just has the checklist, guys, of kind of the things you need when you get started. And I'll show you guys. It's 3 pages, and you guys know me and my lamination. So everything is laminated, right? 3 pages, checklist for new sellers. Gathering supplies, practice before live, building your catalog, promoting, engaging, shipping tips. I even included just some quick seller tips, and our secret sauce I put on here for you guys too, in case you guys wanted that printed out. But it's 3 pages worth. Also, not only do you get the 3 pages, just like the shipping cheat sheets, you get your free little motivational notebook, pen, bookmark, and stickers comes along with it for you guys. So let me throw that on a little flash sale for you guys in case anybody needs. All right, there you guys go. And we'll start that one just in case anybody needs. And again, they'll all come laminated for you guys, so you can keep them. It kind of just touches base on each section in each category. You got the new seller cheat sheets? Awesome. Thank you, friend, for suggesting that. I appreciate that. And we do have a whole set, guys. If you attend the shipping class, they're actually in the bin. If anybody's interested, maybe you might want to get them ahead, only because, not because they run out, but if you guys do the mega shipping package, it comes with your shipping cheat sheets. But what it also comes with is the slideshow. So when I'm running the shipping class, you guys could make notes next to the slideshows if you needed them. So if anybody's thinking of attending, it might just be something you might want to get ahead, just as a thought, but not required. And we'll run flash sales on all of that stuff in shipping class. So if you guys want to wait for the sales, we'll run them then. Okay. But again, I kind of detail out, it's 3 pages, goes through all those little steps for you, just as some checklists in your mind as you're getting started. Okay. And they'll come all wrapped up with your little gift for you. Okay. Again, guys, I can't speak more than about customer service, right? Customer service is super, super important. Just again, I can't say enough about it. Okay. So, I just want to go in. We're just going to talk about some live show hacks, just different seller tips. That you guys will need things, ring lights for lighting, right? Or some sort of lighting. Doesn't necessarily have to be ring lights, but some good lighting is important. Making sure if you're going to want music, kind of planning out how you're going to do that, because sometimes if I was to turn my laptop I have on right now using, right? The music, I wouldn't be able to use music because the voice of the show is going to overtake it. So I use my desktop in the background, or sometimes we'll use my wife's phone. So making sure you have a second device for music if you're planning on using music in the background. And again, guys, I can't repeat enough. Make sure you do a practice show, right? Practice shows are so important when it comes to this, guys, because people can tell you, hey, I can't even hear your music. Many times when we play our music, I think it's so loud and people can't hear it. Okay. And so make sure you're testing that. Make sure the lighting is good, that we can really see your merchandise, because it will make a big difference in your shows. Okay. Also, guys, when you're starting out, one of the big tips I can give you, and this happens a lot, whatever device you're planning on using your camera, right? Whatever device you're using your camera for is the one you're going to press go live on. This is your camera. I pressed go live here on my phone today. After that, I opened up my laptop, okay, so that I can see my chat, so I can see the activity and the sales that are happening. But anything else you want to open after that, iPads, laptops, desktops, anything, even just a second cell phone is okay. It all has to be opened after, okay? Yes, that's my recommendation, Oregon, just because your iPad is going to be a little bit bigger. So you're going to be able to read your chat a little bit better. Again, just a little bit easier, right? And then your camera, you're not having to focus up on the little writing on your phone. So yeah, that would be my recommendation. I know next month for October, that's going to be my goal. One of my goals for October, I kind of was going to do it differently, but my goal for October is going to be, I'm going to use my tips for the month of October to get an iPad, a small one, just for classes, so you guys can see better when I'm doing the classes. So when I hold them up, you guys can see better than another device. I just think it'll be helpful. So that'll be one of the goals that I use my tips for October. All right, guys. So just again, some tips during your show. Ring lighting is important. Staying upbeat, talking even when nobody's bidding, right? Just kind of keeping things going, making sure you're asking questions, keeping people engaged. Now, I do know sometimes it's a tough go. No matter how much you talk, no matter what you say, people will not respond. And it's okay. Just keep going and keep talking. There are days like that. Okay, sometimes it's the weather. Sometimes people have had a bad day and they're just there to kind of hang out, see what you got, but they don't feel like talking. Don't quit, guys. Don't quit showing stuff. Don't give up, because chances are they're just not feeling like talking, but they're there. They'll probably buy. So just keep running the stuff, right? You don't know until you run it. That's one of the big suggestions I give everybody. If you touch it, run it. Many times you'll see people hold up an item. You know, I have this beautiful mom coffee mug. It's got a bunch of hearts around it. It's so pretty, and it's pink, and it's this, and it's got a little swirl in the handle, and it's my favorite. My kid bought it, and blah, 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 right? And we go on forever describing this beautiful coffee mug. Hey, chat, would you like me to run this? Well, that was lame, because I could have ran the coffee mug 3 times already and sold 3 of them, right? I could have sold 3 of them in all that time. And then after we say, would you like me to run it? Now I'm waiting. And how long do we really wait? Because that's awkward, right? I think it's awkward to sit and wait. I'm waiting. It is awkward, right? I mean, I'm not the only one then. And then I'm waiting. Okay, is it just that the connection's slow? Or is it that people don't want me to run it? Or should I just run it anyway, right? So just always run it anyway, right? Because guys, you don't know who had a bad day that's in your chat that just don't want to talk. And maybe they're not even going to respond as much of a why to run it, right? But if you ran it, you could have sold it, okay? That's it. If that's my thing. If you touch it, run it. If you touch it, run it. I've had where I'm looking for particular sizes of clothing, right? And I'm like, oh, let me grab this one. I think this is a size small, and people have a request for a size small, but it actually wound up being a size large. Well, it's in my hand. Let me just run it, because somebody that's a size large might be interested, and they might just buy it. Authentic refines, you're going to do just fine, friends. If you need help, also please make sure to send me your show so I can make sure to come support. Make sure to send me that so I don't forget. But you're going to do just fine. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, and you're going to do just fine. Bossborn, yes. And thank you for mentioning that. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Because many times, guys, people are at work, people are at school, people are doing whatever, and they cannot talk, right? They can text, but maybe they can't even text, right? Maybe they're at work. Maybe they can just watch in a quick swipe for a bit. So lots of things going on, but you never know who's in your chat and what's going on. Okay. So it's kind of like that. Congratulations, friend, on winning that Givey. It's kind of like that thing. Like, you never know what somebody in front of you or behind you are going through in line at the grocery store, right? So kind of like, that's always my thing, to be kind. right now. And this is just a weird example, but a friend of mine that's staying with us, they're moving her husband to hospice. And so it's a very sad time for her right now. But many times you'll still see her with a smile on her face. That doesn't mean that she's not going through it right now. And you just don't know what somebody else is going through. And sadly, one bad thing or one wrong word from somebody, right, might just cause her to snap. Or on the other side, might just make her day. Just saying, hey, you're cared about. You're worth it. It's going to be okay. So again, we just don't know what other people are going through. I agree. And again, I say that, and I use her as an example because she's a very good example, because emotionally she handles things different than some of the rest of us. But there's plenty of people out there that do that, where some of us might cry, some of us might internalize, right? And we might just shove it all down, right? I always laugh. We always joke about it. It's not really a joke, but especially for mental health awareness, but we're like, get a cardboard box, put all your feelings in a box. We don't want to deal with it, right? But common, that's what people do. And it kind of pushes them over the edge, and too much is shoving in the box and not getting it out is not good either. So again, sorry guys, we took a little mental health swirl segue for a second, but all right guys, so again, just continuing with live show tips, holding up your products, making sure to describe them. Guys, don't hide your call outs. Be honest. Many times I'm holding something and somebody's already bid, and then I notice the spot and I'm like, hey friend, look, I just noticed this. Is this okay? If not, cancel. I'm happy to have you cancel. Most of the time, if you're honest and it's not a big deal, welcome in, friend. How are you? Happy Friday. Most of the time they're going to say, don't worry about it, and send it. But be honest, guys. Honesty is going to get you a lot further. I promise. Okay. I promise. Using music, again, that's a preference based off of you, whether you want music. If it's distracting to you, then don't. If it's not, then it's fine. Again, just kind of a preference for you. Pinning items is always a good thing too. Like I have the item pinned at the bottom. You can talk about it. If people have pre-bid, or even for that sake, bookmark that item. If you pin it and you talk about it, for instance, like when we came in earlier, guys, I had you bookmark the Kindness Crew raid train thing, or not raid train, the Kindness Crew raids. When you bookmark that, and when I go live to do a raid, I pin that at the bottom. So all of you guys get the notification, and it gives you time to flow in the show, right? So if you're pinning your items in the bottom, sometimes that's helpful if you've gotten bookmarks on those items. Or if people have pre-bid, it gives them a chance to come in. Yeah, good. Yeah, you got to make sure you keep your speaker not too close to your mic on your phone or whatever device you're streaming from. It's distorted and it's miserable for your people. But guys, always too, remember, rely on your community, right? Rely on your community. They are the most helpful people ever. When you go live, hey guys, I have music on. Is it okay? Right? If you didn't get a chance to run, or even if you did, you have a different group of people in there. Maybe it was okay for whoever you did a practice show, but maybe it's a little loud for who you have in your room now, right? So when you go live, hey, welcome in guys. I'm so-and-so. Thanks for joining me tonight. Tonight we're going to be selling clothes. I do have some music playing in the background. Guys, is it too loud for you? Can you hear it? Is it okay? They'll tell you. Sometimes they won't, but most of the time they will. Okay. All right, guys. Giveaways are another trick. Okay. Giveaways are another trick. Speaking of giveaways, I should have one running right now. But that's another preference, guys. You can choose to do giveaways or not to do giveaways. Many people will say, if you start doing giveaways, then you've built up an expectation of your buyers. Now they expect you to do giveaways. And I have seen that. That is a fact, because I've been in other people's shows when they forget to start running their giveaways every 5 minutes. They're like, hey, your giveaway is not running. So really, are they there to buy from you, or are they there for the giveaway? But the giveaways also bring people into your shows. Okay. So one of my suggestions would be with giveaways, it's always nice to have giveaways set. One, when you start your show, right? Yes. Your first class mail letter, no thicker than 1/4 of an inch. No thicker than 1/4 of an inch. So any of your gift cards, we always have ours kind of ahead for you guys, but again, no more than 1/4 of an inch. Okay, just one gift card. And it's fine. It has to be flat and in a regular envelope, not a bubble, not padded. Has to be in a flat envelope. Okay. Now, many people will do their stickers or whatever, and you'll get these regular old white envelopes. There's, believe it or not, an actual label stuck on here. That's how plain it is. You can't even see, right? These are mine. I'll either do stickers or you guys will get your gift cards in here. Just a 5x7 size, but again, basic envelope. But can't be any more than 1/4 of an inch thick. And the reason is because regular envelopes are sent through a machine. So for instance, I got a pair of earrings as a giveaway one time, and they got ran through the machine, and it didn't like pull out. Sometimes, like as the envelope is running, the machine will pull it and it'll rip whatever items in there out. Okay, but this just bent the backs, and I was able to actually bend them back, and it didn't break, so I was still able to use them. But also think about it. Yes, good point. Good point, Classic Logo. Yes, the ones with the little metal things. You can't do that either. It has to be just flat, regular paper envelopes, okay? In a regular size. I was just going to say that, Mama, but not on perfume samples. But again, that's another good example. People that are using the face masks, okay, for giveaways, right? I do them. Let me show you one. I have right here. So I do face masks as giveaways, but I do them as like giveaways, like free stuff that I'll throw in like the boxes or whatever that they buy. So because what happens are people will try to put these, and because there's air as they run through the machines, they'll pop. And then what happens is the goo just gets all over the envelope and it's ruined. So another thing to think about. Just another thing to think about. All right, guys, so we talked about packaging, labels. You don't have to have a thermal printer to get started. I will always recommend a thermal printer. Will save you money. You will be quickly eaten out of the cost of paper and ink using a regular printer. Thermal printers work off of heat, if you did not already know that. So it will save you a ton. So you eventually will want to move that way, is my recommendation, but you don't have to start, right? You don't have to start with one. You can print them on a regular ones, cut out your labels, and be just fine. Okay. Again, communicating with buyers is huge. Communication, everybody knows, they've heard it a million times. Communication goes a long way. If something happened, something got broke, make sure you're communicating with your buyers. Maybe you couldn't find an item that they purchased out of your shop, and now you go to look for that item and you're like, crap, I can't find it. What the heck did I do with it? Just make sure you communicate, guys. People are so understanding. You would be amazed. Yes, cheap labels are, the super cheap ones are bad for thermals. Yeah. They can go in and see what you have posted. If you post them ahead of time, they can. Also, guys, what I was going to mention with the giveaways, there's a few times you're going to want to have those posted. Is going to be, you'll want to have them. One of my recommendations for giveaways is one when you go live, right? So people bookmarked, right? And all these people come live in your show and they're like flowing in, and you're kind of getting yourself going and you're talking. Start out with a giveaway. Hold them there for a minute until you do your announcements and start running your first item. Okay, so sometimes the giveaway will help hold them in your room. Okay, but truly, what I really recommend always having some giveaways set up for are for raids. Okay, you can either have giveaways set up for raids or even just some things. And I forgot earlier, you guys let me forget not to run something for $1 earlier, right? So again, when you have a raid, running something for $1 sometimes is nice, right? something cheap that you might have usually ran for more than that. But also, guys, if you get flooded, say with a large raid, and there's 10 people in and 100 people flow in your room, start running giveaways while you start going through your best merchandise, your best inventory. Hold them there. Give them something to keep them in your room, right? So if you run a couple giveaways back to back while you've still got, 60, 70, 80 people in there, right away when the raid happens, a lot of people go out. But sometimes you'll keep some in there. I love raids, guys. When I raid out and I shut down my show and I go get myself something to drink and all of that, and then I pop back on and I still see people from my show hanging out in that person's show, I absolutely love it, right? It's so beneficial. But again, and raiding out isn't required, but definitely if you want to be a community supporter, I always recommend raiding. Even if you just have one other person in there, just go raid. Take your person and go, right? I'm thankful for, I don't care if it's a raid of 1 or 1,000 or 10,000. 10,000 might not appreciate, because that would scare the crap out of me and you might see me melt right out of my chair, right? But again, I'm thankful for no matter how many come in my raid. Eileen, thank you so much for mentioning that as well. That is a great tip, guys. I know myself, for me, I love to take care of my buyers. It's all about customer service. And even in my bio and usually in my show notes, I'll usually say, hey, if you guys have any issues, please reach out to us first. Customer service is my number one priority. But making sure that they reach out to you and know not just to go to Whatnot for a complaint, because sometimes you can solve it with as simple as, I apologize. Can I send you a coupon for your next show? And then, guys, guess what? You solved the problem. You satisfied your buyer, right? And they're happy. And guess what? Now you might just make a sell on your next show from them, right? Just some things. Swifty, just raid with you and one other person and go off. You will have people, and there's not a lot. Most people will not, but I've raided into a larger seller before, and they said next time you raid, bring more people with you. And then I got not nice, and I said next time I just won't raid. And as a matter of fact, I'm just not coming back here anymore because you guys are nasty. But again, that's the only one time, and I have raided with just 1 or 2 other people, other than myself. And again, if I had somebody raid into my show, even with just 1 other person or just them, I'm thankful. They didn't have to raid. They didn't have to come see me at the end. Even if it was just them, they didn't have to come see me at the end of their show at all, right? They could have just ended and went on to their business and started shipping, right? They didn't have to do any of that. I know, me too. But again, that's why I said it's guys, one time. I've been on the app a year, one time. And I raid every time we leave. Even if there's an emergency, I've had to pop off because my kids or because my wife or whatever's happened. And I'll quickly just find a raid and go, and I have to do whatever, right? But I'll still at least dump my crowd into somebody else's that can benefit from it. So, but yeah, super helpful, guys. Just some thoughts, okay? Again, just some things, building loyalty, following back your buyers. So Oregon, when you go at the top of your phone, right now I'm looking at mine, okay? And at the top, and this is why having an iPad would be helpful for my classes. That's why I'm going to get that in October. That's my goal, and I'm going to hit it. There's a little arrow that points down. And when you click on that, it'll say end show or create raid. And when you click on create raid, it gives you actually a pre-generated list. Top person usually has like some, and then if you scan down, it'll be less people in their shows, like maybe people that just have a couple of people. And most of those are from your category. But you can also type in, there's a search bar at the top. So at the top, if you're looking to go raid somebody's particular, you can type in their name and it'll pull it up for you as well. You're very welcome. All right, guys. So following buyers back, when you log off, going back and refollowing everybody back, that's always a huge suggestion. It always drives me crazy when I go see somebody that has 10,000 followers, but they're literally following only 50 people. That sometimes gets under my skin because I'm like, well, that's not very supportive of you. But some people don't think, right? We don't all have the same brains. So make sure you guys follow your people back. After sales, just some suggestions, especially if you had some really good sales or they were bought a bunch of things from you. Following up with thank you emails or thank you messages afterwards is always beneficial, or putting little thank you stuff in their boxes, get little giveaways. Just a way to show your thanks or appreciation and to set you aside from all those. Okay. Again, offer buyer, return buyer discounts, coupons, things like that. Those are some good things to do. And then again, making sure you're cross promoting with other sellers out there when you can promote, like here. Make sure you guys are promoting yourselves in your shows, but you guys can do that in other chats. Julie Becker, we talked about earlier. She's another one that will allow you to promote. Prime Trade, love Prime Trade. You can promote there as well. Another great community supporter. So make sure you guys are going and visiting people that will allow you guys to promote and support yourselves there, and that will also support you back. You'll have to actually be the one that creates the payment. You can go to your marketing on your desktop or laptop and you create the coupon codes and you send it to them. And then what'll happen is it's just a code. So then once you get the code, or once they receive the code, if you got a coupon, you would get a code. Then you go to the wallet and you enter your coupon code in the wallet, and that gives them the discount. And you'll see it actually on your ending thing. It'll show, how many, even, like the emails you receive or your closeout, it'll tell you how much was spent in coupons as well. And people are appreciative of coupons. I recently just did my very, very first coupon, and the girl was super thankful, and it went really well, and that's what's motivated me.